Hello, everybody. Thank you for clicking on. Technical difficulties made it necessary for us to redo this episode. It's crossing Putin's red line, and I'm going to have to fix the typing in the title. Nonetheless, we will get that taken care of, and let's roll along. Hang on just a moment. Um, let's roll along. Air Force One and Sam 46 checking in with Boston Center, heading towards France for D-Day 80th anniversary ceremony. Obviously, that's not crossing Putin's red line. We'll get to what is, though, and we will hear what that exactly sounds like coming up. I just want to remind everybody, in case you haven't heard, um, one of the big news stories today, President Joe Biden has declared a presidential executive order that is going to try to somewhat, well, at least try to make the southern border more secure than it is now. And it's not going to seal the border, but it is a step in the right direction. I think this might make make for some pressure from Republican senators to put forth a more substantial security bill and basically um, kind of stick it in the face of Donald Trump. To be honest with you, is what it would be from his perspective, but it sure might be the best thing for the American people. And how long has it been since someone in Washington has done that? All right, with all that being said, this is what it sounded like as Air Force One flew flew into and out of Boston airspace.
Air Force One, Boston Center. Good evening.
Boston, good evening. San Francisco level 310.
San 46, Boston Center. Good evening. Air Force One, Boston Center. Good evening.
Boston, good evening. San Francisco level 310.
San 46, Boston Center. Good evening.
There we go. So in case you were wondering, that's what it sounded like from the cockpit of Air Force One, the gentleman talking to the air traffic controller at Boston Tower. First came the spotted lanternflies, then the cicadas, and now the spiders. The Northeast U.S. is bracing for an invasion of giant venomous spiders with massively long legs that can parachute through the air. This is not an April Fool's joke, nor is it a June 4th joke. This is from CBS News. Giant venomous flying spiders with 4-inch legs have been spreading across the East Coast. Now, I did a little bit of investigating on this. These spiders, while they are venomous, they do not have enough venom allegedly to be deadly to a human. However, they are very deadly to other spiders and insects. And if you have a bee allergy, I would make sure that I did not get by one of these giant spiders spreading across the east coast of the United States. So, our actual main story in this short live, Ukraine is launching U.S. long-range missiles hitting targets inside Russia. Our friend Chris was the one that initially told me this was ongoing. And I had to get a couple of other sources to make sure before we brought it out here. I think people ought to be aware of it, that it is going on. And we may not hear about it on the mainstream traditional media. Especially if you watched last night's episode about Project Mockingbird. That being said, also today, NATO came out and a NATO spokesperson came out and announced the 5 planned landing points that had already been picked out to bring in United States troops and supplies to rapidly get to the front line with Russia. I thought that was absolutely ignorant to do, but I didn't do it. It wasn't my choice to do it, and nonetheless, those have been listed. I'm not going to draw any attention to that. I am going to draw attention to one final thing here, and it is that Turkey has announced its desire to join BRICS, BRICS, of course. Uh, Brazil, the largest country in South America. Russia, the largest country in Europe. India, the largest country in the Middle East, uh, East Asian Pacific. China, of course, the biggest country geographically in Asia, and S for South Africa, one of the largest economies on the African continent. So the biggest countries in the world coming together to pressure the United States. And we've talked about how that is going to be ongoing economically, and it could be possibly ongoing militarily, as once again, our headline story is the Ukrainian army has launched U.S. long range missiles and have struck targets inside of Russia. That was a declared red line of Putin's. If the United States or NATO countries supplied rockets that Ukraine used within Russia, then that would be the same as those countries declaring war on Russia. So um, it could be we will just have to wait and see what comes of this. This could indeed be an escalator. It will definitely lead to saber rattling by the Russian journalists, and we will keep track of this and all that is going on. Um, I want to add, I don't think I've officially announced it on here. Haiti has a prime minister. Um, Mexico has a new president, the first female president, and she also is of the Jewish faith, which we will see how that plays out on the world stage. So check back with us tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern, right here on American Doofus channel. Until then, thank you for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the share. I do apologize for the technical difficulties and being forced to redo this, but I do thank you for watching. And again, I ask you to share this. I think there's some important information here. Um, Allegedly, the United States and Ukraine have crossed one of Putin's red lines. We'll see what happens. Again, thanks for watching. It's a dark world. Do try to be a light. See you next time.